Hello everyone. I hope I'm audible. Assalamu alaikum and adab. Yeah, it's different than teaching a class. So my name is Qasim Pasta. You know it. So I just want you people to guess the song. Any guess? That's right. This is Babia from Sajad Ali. Although I'm not very into the music or I'm not fan of, I really like Sajad Ali, but I'm not the one who remembers every song. The reason I'm sharing it, this song is a stick to my memory because this is the first, probably the song which I'm able to run on my 386 machine, which is given to me by my cousin on this floppy disk. Those who are too young to know this floppy disk, they can consider it as a USB, a plastic USB. So the reason I'm actually talking about this song in 1998 or 386 machine is because I believe we cannot be separated what we are. Our roots actually define us. Our experiences actually define us. So if I'm going to talk about my course, then it really linked with the kind of history I have, the kind of experiences I have in my life that really defines me and my courses. That's, I believe, true for every teacher, and I want to take you a bit journey with me about my life. So somehow I born in a very small kind of lower middle class family, living in these kind of houses of flats in Hussainabad, nearby. Might be you remember or you know Hussainabad being Hussainabad Food Street, or you know because of the nearby headquarter of MQM 90. I actually took my early education in this school. I am a kind of a product of my community. I took most of my education in my community schools. I belong to Khaim Mehman Jamaat because of I'm a Mehman. I strongly believe whatever I am, my community really contributed to it. Because I never thought about getting higher education at all. This is my community who really helped me. And this is also one of the reasons I belong a kind of sense of myself at Habib, because we have the similar kind of goals to actually serve the society. Most of my actually childhood is spent these kind of Itwar Bazaar. From class 7 to till I graduate, every Sunday I spent to these Itwar Bazaar to help my father to earn for the family. The reason to share it about, again, this is what I am, what I have seen in the life in a different way. I started my relationship with the computers in 1997. Maybe someone remember, maybe they're old enough to remember the WordStar and Lotus softwares. I somehow got a position in my class, and my family or my parents got kind of conscious about maybe it's something we invest, and they put me in an institute, again, a community institute to learn about the computers. In 1999, this year is actually really important for me, and it really connects to my today's talk as well. In 1999, I accidentally started teaching. I matriculated in that year, somehow able to actually induct in one of the local computer institute. You might remember that was the time when there were a lot of local computer institute at corner of different streets. So one of the institute running by a few known people, and I started somehow helping them staying there. One day, a teacher did not show up, and I took that class, and somehow those students asked to continue with me. And that was the 1995, of Windows 1995 class in 1999. Windows 1995 was pretty, remember, for the blue screens. And maybe some of the people just learned this blue screen because of CrowdStrike. So that probably you might not have seen the old screen kind of a thing. 1999 is also very important. In a way, I participated a Pakistan level programming competition. I selected among the top 5 programmers from all over Pakistan. We're supposed to represent Pakistan in Singapore for an international competition. But That there was supposed to be my first international flight, but that did not happen because I did not have the passport at that time. I did not have the CNIC, I did not have the Bay form, so it took a lot of time to actually come up with the passport. So I missed my first international flight, and there are many more, but fast forward, I actually started my PhD in 2011. I'm pretty much sure everyone remembered this kind of a graph where their PhD started with something a lot to do, but ended up something differently. But I believe this PhD I started when I was looking for, because I had to do a PhD in Pakistan due to the family reasons. So I was looking for the professor to whom I work with. I remember one of the saying of my supervisor, Dr. Faraz Zaidi. If you do the PhD with me, I work with the graph or the networks. And graph and networks can work in every field. So you can become your scope wider. And that's true. But what is a network? To give you the idea about the network, if I ask you define, how do you define an average Habib student? You will probably say in terms of CGPA, the majors or minors they take, the courses they take. But in networks, we see it differently. We also include to whom they are connected, take it to whom they talk to whom they participate, take it to whom they collaborate. So that actually defines a student at Habib. I show you something later on. We did analyze some of this stuff later on as well. So network gives you a very different perspective. We usually not trained with this kind of a thing. We are trained with kind of look in the average, median kind of stuff. But network gives you a collective picture to give you a different perspective. When I learned this and later I joined Habib University as a research assistant in 2015 and 16, so I and Shah Jamal, I found that Shah Jamal probably was the only the person working in networks at that time, other than my supervisor. And I and Shah Jamal actually offered this course, Understanding of Social Networks. So that was probably one of few courses offered as interdisciplinary for SDP student and CS student, and we started working with both the students. So that course was a kind of an attempt to teach a different perspective, to teach the things differently, to see the things in collective manner, to able to connect the data, to able to things in another perspective. So that was the kind of understanding. This is one of the things we did in 2016. We analyzed the collaboration between the Habib student among different schools. So you can see yellow and the cyan actually for different schools, so the male and female interaction. So we use this I and Shah Jamal did this thing in 2016, and we used to actually motivate the students to do this kind of a project. In 2019, I actually attended in Summer Institute. Basically, Summer Institute in Computational Social Sciences are kind of happen in a different part of the world. I accepted in Bamberg in Germany. So that was the first instance I actually worked with this social scientist. That was my first interaction where I experienced there are many social problems that can be solved using the computational method. And I also learned the computational method is not something which is necessary to be taught in a long syllabuses or in kind of a very specific CS curriculum. There can be way we can actually taught these kind of skills to our SDP or the social scientist people as well. So that's the learning actually that came to the idea to upgrade the course which I taught with the Shah Jamal in 2016. What if we inculcate this kind of skills to our SDP student with the CS people? So, and oh yeah, that's the one more important thing. That this 2019 was the first year, is the year when I took my first international flight. So yeah, I able to fly internationally in 2019. So that was the thinking. At one side, being a CS people, we want to actually work on one another faster algorithm. We want to bring or develop or invent the another fastest algorithm, another accurate algorithm. But the other side, we have a lot of problem to solve. So I had to decide about myself whether I want to build another faster algorithm or I want to solve the existing problem using the existing problems. So which remind me this ghalib शेर, हर कदम दूरी मंजिल है नुमाया मुझसे, मेरी रफ्तार से भागे है बियाबा मुझ पे. At the one side, we have a lot of quantum computing is going on, generative AI is going on, but at the other side, the destination to serve for the community, serve for the society or the humanity is actually going far away, away, and away. So yeah, I understand there are few people need to work on the faster algorithm, but there also need people who actually work on to solve existing problem using the existing problem. This gives the idea of, actually this is supposed to be animation, okay. This gives the idea of this course, which is a social network analysis. Although this is a kind of an upgrade of the course we taught in 2016, which is a network analysis, but I actually introduced the two different parts as well. One is, I want the student to give the freedom to work on the contextual problem. The problem they want to work on, the problem related to themselves and their surrounding. But in order to do that, they must be able to get the data. They must be able to create the network, take it through. But if we allow them, if we want them to actually work on their own choice of data, it's not necessary it's always available. They have to be able to extract the data. They have to be able to create the data. So this skill should also be inculcated. So that was the idea of the course. Okay, we should be able to actually inculcate the ability to create the data for them by themselves as well. And then they can obviously use the network analysis method, which gave a different perspective. This is probably interesting to know that all the different courses give them kind of that perspective where we see the data as an individual item, but network is the course. Network analysis could be the way where they actually analyze the data or see the data in a collective way. And more importantly, I wanted to use the project-based learning for this matter. Why project-based learning? Because the project-based learning, we usually set a course theme because it's really difficult to work on a very different streams, but it's not necessary that each project should be work on that specific course theme. I remember in the first offering of this course, we had a theme of Pakistan. In the second offering, we had the theme of climate change, and so on. So this is about. So they can pick the problem that interests. The project may align with the course theme. The more important thing about this thing, when we talk about the project-based learning, it is the teacher should become the partner of the project. It is not because they have to work something new. They will be create the data, they will be analyzing the data. So it's probably not a good idea to expect them to know everything. So teacher has to become the partner of the course, the project as well. And the third thing, because of this, there are going to be a lot of outside class discussion. So anyone who want to adopt this strategy, I just want to warn them, or heads up, you need to spare a lot of time outside the class to work with this kind of a project. And this thing actually gives them a kind of an autonomy, kind of a freedom, okay, we can work on the things we are interested, we are motivated. So this outside class discussion, don't mind them because they study something, they come to you, they really want to solve that problem, you work with them as a partner, they go back, they get stuck again, they come back, and this go on. Yes, it takes us a lot of time, that's true, but that's the case. The more importantly, we celebrate the project as well. The last component of the course is no final exam. It's not a final exam, but it's a poster session in which each group presents their project as a poster. They present their finding. We try to open it for community, but due to the limitation of timetable and it happens during the final exams, so a limited community actually able to participate, but I have witnessed the student and instructor from other than outside the class also participated with it. This also gave them an opportunity to learn from each other as well. During the semester, it's really difficult for them to really get an idea of what's happening inside the class by other people, but this poster session gave them an idea, okay, what's going on, how other people are doing, how can I improve, what kind of a data they are using, and that's really fun. So it's really important in project-based learning, we should celebrate the projects. So these are some of the titles of the projects we did in the last 2-3 years. This is about the faculty recruitment, the case study about Habib University. This is about the Malir cantonment, again, a contextual problem. This is about Toshakhana. So the student analyzed Toshakhana as a kind of a networks. This is about carbon, it's a climate change related carbon to emission network, and so on. This is, again, a climate change kind of a project as well. So here is a one credit is due, although I have awarded the Teaching Excellence Award, but the first offering of Understanding Social Network is offered by Shah Jamal, and I actually helped him. The first offering of SNA, Social Network Analysis course, for this award has been given, is offered by me, and actually Shah Jamal co-taught with me. Yeah, I submitted into the 2024 offering, which is actually taught by me. So I'm not sure whether Shah Jamal is not here, but I would like to request to please clap for Shah Jamal. He also contributed. So this award is not only mine, it's actually Shah Jamal's equally. So yeah, that's about the course, but more important thing is, in 1999, I could not take my first flight, international flight. There are many more opportunities which I have been rejected for the international flight in 2019. So it took me 20 years to actually took my first international flight. In 1999, I also took my first class. Yeah, I was around 15, 16-year-old, but I took my first class. And it took me more than that to win a teaching award. So I thanks to Habib to providing this kind of opportunity where they can appreciate the teachers and their efforts. This is probably not because I was not a good teacher, this is probably there was no such kind of platform where such efforts are appreciated. So thank you, Habib, and thank you, CPE, for making efforts.